right. Hey guys, we're gonna do a little lesson on UC admissions essays. We talked about this before we had this break from school. So I'm gonna use some resources I've used before to remind you what we learned about. I'm gonna show you a few new resources to help you so you get more ideas on how to attack this whole UC admission essay prompt, and then your assignment for the week will be just to do an outline of your essay idea, which is pretty simple. So you don't have to write your whole essay yet, but you do need to figure out your ideas. So a few of you did attempt this before. I will be giving you some feedback on what you gave me. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to get into Google Classroom now. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, oh, I see the tab. Here we go. Oops. Here we go. And okay, so you'll see this assignment on Google Classroom. You'll also see a couple of your other assignments. I want you guys to take one Cornell note about FAFSA, financial aid, as well as do your vocabulary for the week, which is simple enough to do. But here you'll see your UC admissions essay assignment for UC prompt, okay? Now, something that we've looked at before were the actual admissions essay prompts, the writing prompts. Okay, so there's different questions on here, and you were supposed to pick one that you felt like it fit you. Okay, so there's a lot of questions to choose from. Here's one: describe an example of your leadership experience in which you have positively influenced others, helped resolve disputes, or contributed to group efforts over time. La da da. Every person has a creative side. You know, what's your creative side? What's your greatest talent or skill? Okay, describe a significant challenge you face. How'd you overcome it? These are all pretty basic questions, okay? Now, the point is for you to make yourself really individualized and stand out, because there's thousands of kids applying to these colleges every year, and they all sound the same. They all have great GPAs, great not credit cards, report cards. They all play on the soccer team or football team or basketball team or softball team or whatever it is. And so they all sound the same, but the admissions essay allows them to really stand out. So you want to think outside the box for some of this stuff. Now, we looked at a resource before, which was our wonderful little Yale University girl who had to, what was the question? She wrote about pizza. I'm sure you guys remember that. Write about something that you love to do. Oh, thank you, ads. Get out of here. Okay. Write about something that you love to do. Oh, yeah. Again, go away. Okay. Write about something that you love to do. And she loved to order a pizza from Papa John's. And now that seems really, really basic and almost kind of stupid, right? But she actually made it really, really significant, because it wasn't just about ordering a pizza and pigging out and like, ooh, all the cheesy goodness and the yumminess of the pepperonis and the, like the toppings and everything. She talked about how she loved to hear the doorbell ring and how it was almost like musical to her, and also how it kind of brought her back and made her feel like, reminded her of her childhood, I believe. And also how, because she ordered the pizza on her own, it made her feel independent and gave her a sense of self-sufficiency. So these were all bigger ideas than just like why it's cool to order a pizza. It had bigger significance to her life overall than just, pigging out. So that was a really creative answer. And, we talked about this. She got into Yale. That's one of the top schools in this country, probably the world. It made her unique. It made her interesting. And she also wrote the essay really beautifully. And remember, it was only like 250 words. It's pretty much just like a long paragraph. So I want you guys to be able to do that too, because that'll make you significant and unique when you're applying to colleges in like a year and a half, okay? I found another great example, which you can look at, of another college essay that's short, okay? So the question was whether you've built circuit boards or written slam poetry, blah, blah, blah. Like, what have you designed, invented, engineered, or produced? Or what do you hope to do to produce? And this student talks about a TV show he made called The Mustard Show. Okay, so he answers the question. He says, this is what I made. I created a show called The Mustard Show. This is what we do. We interview people, we invite guests in, and we interview them about different topics like theater or journalism or, hey, different kinds of mustard. And then he discusses why it's important. Remember, like, oh, cool, he's got a TV show, blah, blah, blah. But he makes it more significant by talking about why it matters to the real world. You'll see if you read it that he realizes as he's interviewing people that a lot of people don't know that much about a lot of important topics like politics and stuff. They don't know what's going on with that. But through his TV show, he's able to discuss with normal people and talk about politics in a way that people can understand, because politics is really hard to understand. So through his TV show, he can explain politics and talk about it in a way that people actually get it. I don't know about you, when I listen to politics, it's like, blah, 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 what? I would love to have an easier way to understand it. So that was a really cool idea. Like, okay, cool, he made a TV show. Who cares? It's called The Mustard Show. I guess that's kind of cool. But he made it significant. Okay, so we've talked about this before. How to take one of these like ideas and make it significant. What I'm going to ask you to do, once you choose your topic, and hopefully you remember which topic you chose, you're going to copy and paste your topic right there so I know what you're going to be writing about. Okay, this is for your outline, that this is what's due. Okay, and then I want you to just write a little outline, a beginning, a middle, and an end of this short little essay that you're writing about your chosen topic, which you copy and paste right here again. Okay, so yeah, I want to know the beginning, the middle, and the end. And a good way to think about how this is going to go is pretty much the beginning of your little essay is you're addressing the question. You're saying what, like, what's your greatest talent? Well, this is my greatest talent. What is your creative side? Well, this is my creative side. Okay, and then you have to explain its significance in the middle. Okay, why it's important, what it does for you, what you do with this idea. I want you to explain it. Okay, and then remember that, like, you need to think outside the box. So you should look at your idea, talk about why it matters overall. Okay, so if we take that example of the Yale girl who loved to order pizza, that she addressed the question, I love to order pizza from Papa John's. Okay, why its significance? Well, it gets me really excited. It reminds me of my childhood and all the excitement I get from getting pizza. Why it matters? Well, one of the reasons why it mattered was because when she's ordering it herself, she has a sense of self-sufficiency and independence. That was really, really interesting, or the other. Now, actually, before I explain another one, let's go ahead and take a look at your admissions essay exam writing prompts. Okay, here they are. I'm going to do a couple examples for you that help to show you how to think outside the box. Okay, so if I'm taking this one right here, every person has a creative side. Describe how you express your creative side. Okay, I'm going to do something really, really random rather than just like, oh, hey, I like to make paintings of sunsets. Everybody can make a painting of a sunset. That doesn't matter. Like, you want to show why something really matters. So I would say something that I do that's kind of creative is actually I could be really good at painting nails. In fact, actually, like, even taking like painted nails and like painting little patterns on them. So I'm answering the question. There you go. And then why it's significant. Well, or why it matters. Well, I've noticed that women do really like to get their nails done, and it makes them like look pretty and feel pretty. And something that I've noticed that is important about that is when they have their hands really nice and their nails really nice, they actually walk around with a little bit more of a sense of confidence. And I think that's really important in this world because there's lots of disparities between men and women, and even men and women pay and stuff like that. So having a little bit more of that sense of confidence, I think, can be really powerful for women. There's an example, okay? Taking something as simple as, hey, I can paint nails really well, and showing it how it can have a bigger meaning in the world, okay? And how it can help women. Here's another example, okay? What would you say is your greatest talent or skill? Okay, I'm gonna like surprise you with this one. One of my greatest talents is actually, like blowing bubbles, like the little, you dip the little bubble thing. I can blow really big bubbles through that thing, which seems stupid and infantile and just like, oh, you're a child, good for you, you can blow bubble. Here's why it matters. I like doing that because kids get such a kick out of it, and they run around and they're so amazed, and they get so excited over it. And what's cool too is that their parents get to watch their kids like running around and being excited and being mystified. And the way I think about it is, kids, as a child, your childhood is just one little piece of your life, and you're never a child again. So getting to enjoy that innocence and that sense of discovery, like, whoa, look at those huge bubbles she's blowing, oh my god, that's really a treat to be able to see. And then their parents being able to relive that sense of innocence through their children is really important. And I think it's amazing that they can have that experience together. Okay, I'll do one more. Now, all right, describe how you've taken advantage of a significant educational, no, not that one. Okay, describe the most significant challenge you have faced and the steps you have taken to overcome this challenge. How has this challenge affected your academic achievement? Okay, so here's one that a lot of people will fall into and be like, oh, well, biology class was really hard for me. That's the hardest thing I've ever done. Okay, everybody has a hard time with like chemistry or physics or biology, okay? Remember, you want to show how something is big picture, think outside the box, how something really, really matters. So a significant challenge for me was the fact that I used to get excruciatingly nervous. How did I work through it? Well, actually somebody helped me. I talked to my mentor teacher a while back, and she handed me a disc on meditation. And believe it or not, it actually helped a lot of my nervousness go away. Eventually we talked about it more, and I talked to more people. I learned, and I kind of got some coping skills to help my nervousness, including like doing puzzles or Sudoku puzzles. Sometimes dancing can help too. I made like a list of coping mechanisms for myself, but meditation was the best thing. Now, why does this matter? Well, remember, big picture, okay? So this mattered because, yes, I overcame this challenge, and my life got better, but it mattered because I was able to see when other people around me were getting really nervous or having panic attacks. And because I finally had some tools to help myself, I was able to share those tools with them and hopefully help their lives too, okay? So those are my answers. See how every time like I took something small and I showed how it mattered big picture. Okay, now, so what you're going to do again is, you're choosing one of these topics, whichever one jumps out at you. Okay, you're going to copy and paste your topic here, and then go ahead and figure out your outline, how your little essay, your short essay will begin, how it'll be in the middle, how it'll be in the end. Remember, first, in the beginning, you're addressing the question. In the middle, you're explaining its significance, and at the end, you're explaining its big picture, why this whole thing matters overall. To help you out, I filled out my own. Here we go. Okay, so this is one of the examples I just showed you. What's your greatest talent or skill? And remember, I said that one of them is actually being able to blow huge bubbles. I talked about its significance, how kids are mystified about it and excited, and how the parents love it so much. Why it matters overall? Because it allows parents and kids to just enjoy this childlike sense of innocence and being mystified and just becoming a child again, which I think is important in such a world that's so serious all the time. Okay, so hopefully you understand what you need to do. I'm here for questions. We'll have our Zoom meetings, and I'm here. You can call me by email or contact me through email, whatever you need. And for the people who did attempt the essay, I'm going to be giving you some feedback, and that way we can move forward. So good luck. I will talk to you soon, hopefully.